Yeah, well, here we are.
We are back. We are back, baby.
Shiba Tyre R50.
I need to make sure he doesn't know how to use that ever again. Yeah, so a couple things I want to cover today. Let's talk about the new hot tire, the new hotness. We love talking about Chinese tires on this channel.
Nankang CRS used to be like a Chinese tire. Like what was a Nankang until the CRS came, and then it's like a time attack staple at this point. And this R50 is like crazy.
I mean, I got some hot takes on this, but we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Other things I want to talk about. So I guess it was toward the end of last season.
Yep.
Somehow you decided to do Max Attack as yes.
But you guys were all pressuring me to do it.
I know. So we'll get into that. But for people who don't know, Max Attack is, CSCS is probably the most popular time attack series up here in Canada. And they do this like a pseudo wheel. Well, it is wheel to wheel, but it's not like, anyway, we'll discuss the craziness of it. Sure. Cool. So tires. Rydanz. Wait, let me see if I get this right. Rydanz. Rydanz. Don't forget the Z.
Yeah.
Shiba Tyre.
Yep.
R50.
Rydanz Shiba Tyre R50. The craziest tire.
I'm pretty impressed that you know exactly.
Yeah, I know. I know where they are. Don't worry. It was perfect. But yeah, like man, where do we even begin? Like, I mean, the looks I got in the paddock, like everyone's like, this is not a 200 tread wear tire. Like you look at it and it's like, it's basically a slick, right? It doesn't have any of like,
it's got those lightning bolts.
Yeah, lightning bolts.
It's a Harry Potter tire.
Exactly. It doesn't have like the rain grooves or whatever.
Does it go like? Does the bolt go to the edge?
No, it doesn't.
So if you hit water, you're screwed.
Yeah, like and it rained. Actually, it snowed the morning of, and then it rained. And I know honestly,
this was last weekend.
Yeah,
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah, and the forecast was supposed to be like 10 plus, right? But it was actually like 3 to 5 degrees
eventually
most
got
of the
there,
time. Yeah, it did, but like there were still some wet parts on the track.
Yep.
But the thing is, like a tire should perform, in most conditions. I think this is a little bit more on like I wouldn't say extreme, but it's probably on the edge of like where it should be. Like it should be a little bit warmer. Like the intention for this particular tire, it's like a hot 200 tread wear tire.
Yeah.
Should be dry, should be relatively warm.
Yeah.
But the tire still performed really, really well, right? We're always trying to chase that optimal condition. We don't always get it, but the tire should still perform, maybe like 95% of what it could do, right? Like I'm saying like a good compound should be able to handle the heat, should be able to be consistent, should be able to warm up relatively quickly. Like those are the sorts, and it should, give you good feedback. These are the sorts of things that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Right. We won't give exact lap time just yet, but we're about 0.2 off of my fastest time with 275 CRS in optimal conditions.
Yep.
And this is a 295 square setup. In very suboptimal conditions. Like my first time back to the track, there were still some slick parts on the track that, like it couldn't put down third gear power in some areas because of the wet, right?
Yep.
And because of the temperature. But the tire is like absolutely crazy. And part of that is I don't want this 200 tread wear tire to get banned before I even get a shot at actually like going fast in it. Like, yeah, exactly, right? So
you're purposefully holding out.
Yeah. But I mean, if you've been following me along, like I was just 0.2 off of my personal best at DDT. But I'm super happy with how the tire behaves and yeah. So what do you want to know?
Well, okay. So number one, availability.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a tire that's new this year?
Yeah, like the R50 compound, like in China, they've been testing it.
Sure.
And they put it against like RE71, RZ, the CRS, of course, like all those tires. And it's been consistently the fastest, actually.
Sure.
Readily available in China, but locally we can get it through like MTech Auto. And I'm sure people can source them. And once more and more people learn about them, they're going to become more and more available.
Yeah.
So actually, I was able to get them to make me a special set. And it was because the sidewall is 30 is a little bit too small, and
Yeah.
35 will act like rub.
Yeah.
Like I just need that little bit more clearance to fit the 295 square. So they actually made me a
Yeah.
295 32 and a half by 18. So it's like the perfect tire for me.
Yeah, and I feel like being able to do that, it just like captures the situation that we're now in, which is like, especially for tires, it's just all commoditized. There's no loyalty in brands, and because production capabilities and costs are coming down, like the fact that you're able to, like, of course, like MTech probably has a pretty good connection with these manufacturers,
Yep.
but the fact that you were able to get a custom sidewall,
Yep.
and they were like, yeah, okay, cool, we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
of
I got a
course,
full
like, you were-
set. Johnny got a set.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
Of course, you're able to convince them and say, hey, this is what the market wants.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like they're willing to make that investment in their tooling to make that happen. But like, that's so cool. Like
It's pretty crazy,
the
right?
reality that we're in now.
Yeah, like like your point to land a brand loyalty. It's like people are just gonna jump for the hottest 200 treadwear tire as long as it doesn't get banned, right? Like everyone went to CRS, right? And then I hear the RE71 RZs are really amazing. I haven't tried them personally, but the R50 is also really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, more features. Directional tire or non-directional?
It's basically honestly a slick. It's like a semi slick, right? So it's like,
Okay. So you
I
can,
mean,
you can run it either way,
yes,
basically.
I honestly don't think those Thunderbolts really do anything. Like they're
Yeah.
not. They're just maybe for like tread depth, really. Like,
Sure,
but
to
they're
mark
not. They're
depth,
not
right?
there to like, get rain out, evacuate anything. Like they're just there, I think, for tread depth and for looks, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then in terms of depth, like how do you compare the available tread compared to like a CRS?
So I'm told that the tread depth is almost double the amount as a CRS. When I buy a new CRS, like it already kind of looks like it's like it doesn't look like it has a lot of tread to begin with, and we run
Yeah.
them like well past the wear bars.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
basically
okay.
run them till they're slick.
Exactly, and they're still pretty fast in that state. But with this tire, supposedly, like I haven't had a lot of seat time in them, and in terms of the wear, it's been really good.
Yeah.
I'm running like minus 4.6 camber in the front, and minus 3.4 in the rear, and really even wear, and like not a lot of wear, but we had maybe 4 sessions of 15-minute drives.
Yeah.
But I'll speak more on that in the future. I know when we don't have tires on the same day, 2 sets of the same tire, it's hard to compare.
Yeah.
But all things considered, in terms of like lap time and the conditions, like this is definitely like a faster tire. Yeah.
Okay. So it's got speed for like in terms of like the compound seems like it's a good one. It's good grip, good peak grip. It's got depth, which means it should be good value as well in terms of how long it's going to last you for a season. Now the durability, I guess, because it's so new to us, at least, we're going to have to see whether the compound, to get it to be so grippy, it's probably fairly soft.
Yeah.
So how does the depth offset the softness of the tire in terms of how long the actual life of that tire is going to be?
Yeah.
So we'll probably see that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How can we like, is this just going to be the hot tire now, not only from like a value perspective, but also from a competition perspective? But we'll really need to see the wet performance.
Yeah.
Less so about like how it's going to behave on track, but more so like, hey, if this is going to be your set of tires to go to and from the track on. I've been caught out in the rain coming back from GP and DDT before.
Yeah.
And, and I think one time on like Nitto NTO ones or whatever, and that was pretty sketchy. So something to wait and see when we get the data as to like, okay, yeah, like bring these on your car bolted on or put them in the trunk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say like, bolt them on at the track. It is really soft. Like you can just dig your nail in and it's like super, super soft. Everything sticks to it.
Yeah.
Warms up pretty quickly as well. Like within 3-4 corners, like similar to like an AR1, like it warms up like really, really quickly. Right. But in terms of like wet performance, like I don't see it. I don't see it performing well. Like, but in what it's meant for, like a competition dry, scenario, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah. And I know like I'm most familiar with like a CRS. And this tire feels, I would have thought like I would have thought it would feel like a slick tire where like pretty stiff. It takes some time to warm up, and the breakaway, to have a lot of available grip, and for that to feel elastic up to a certain point, but then have
Mm.
it break away pretty quickly. That's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of how like slicks
Yeah, yeah,
behave, right?
yeah.
But actually, it's not
Just a little
like
bit more gradual.
it's not like that at all. Actually, it warms up fairly quickly. Okay, it's pretty sticky. Like first three corners, it's already good to go. Um, it is extremely elastic. Like I think for the CRS, like as you get the car into a slide, as you sort of lay on the power, especially in like a BMW or something like that, something with a lot of torque, like the breakaway is like pretty aggressive.
Mm.
Right. And then it goes into the slide, and it's not necessarily like picking up speed. Like you got to manage the throttle a little bit for it to really, accelerate out of the corner. For this, when it gets to that point, number one, it's quite noisy before it breaks away.
So you get that audio cue.
Yeah. 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 It's quite noisy before it breaks away. Number
What
two,
does it sound like? Give me your best impression.
it's like a shuddering. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I'm not hearing any
I don't
noise.
know. It's like you got it clearly when I was driving, but that before that breakaway, so it communicates to you through like audio, of course.
Yep.
And the breakaway, the tire is extremely elastic.
Yeah.
So there's this wider range of adjustability, and then as you lay on the throttle, like even though it is sliding a little bit, like it's still pushing you out of the
Now,
corner.
when you say elastic, does that mean your, let's say, fast transitions feel a little bit more sloppy? In a sense?
Yeah. Like it doesn't give you, it doesn't have a great steering feel,
Okay.
but it communicates to you through like audio and through the way that the tire gradually breaks away, and then the sensation that you get through like the chassis, of course.
Yep.
And then you get this big range of adjustability, and it's such a comfortable tire to really
Are you-
drive on the limit and past the limit.
You turning in a little bit sooner?
Um, not really.
Initiating?
No, I'm just using the brakes a little bit more, like getting the car, like the car was rotating really well on the brakes. And the tire just has this big range of adjustability such that like it's very confidence inspiring for you to push over the limit a little bit, get the car to four-wheel slide, get it to get it oversteer a little bit. And the car is set up to do that as well. But it's like super natural tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that it grips back up, because it's that elasticity, like it gradually lets go and it gradually comes back.
Yeah.
So, and of course, peak grip like is really really good. There's certain parts of the track that were a little bit more dry, and like it felt fast.
Yeah. So I want to say something controversial.
Go for it.
Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit in the past already, where like the concept of a 200 tread wear, it is kind of meaningless at this point. Like back in the day, like 200 tread wear is like, it's a marker. I don't think there's like any real governance around it, or at least that I've heard of. It just kind of indicates like how long you can expect the tire to last. It's more of like a durability measure from a manufacturer perspective, as opposed to, oh, how grippy is this tire? That's derivative. The grippiness is related to the durability, right? You go softer, you get more grip, but it's going to shred itself a lot sooner. So now that, as we discuss, manufacturing is getting better. People are experimenting with more compounds. It seems like the cost of development is also coming down as well. You have Chinese manufacturers who are iterating very, very fast. And the fact that we've already seen over the past couple of years that there's no brand loyalty, which means like once this tire is broadly available, I think a lot of people are going to jump in on it. Now, a lot of racing series, at least in North America, are still looking at this 200 treadwear category and say, okay, this is all 200 treadwear tires, more or less. Okay, yeah, some of them are going to be faster than others, but the variation between them is not so large. And because of the cost being fairly similar for this type of tire, people are just going to buy the fastest one anyway. So they make their rule book simple and just say, okay, 200 treadwear is a limit for this class, or, performance gain, in OTA would be like, this is worth so many points, 200 treadwear, right? Now you have a 200 treadwear tire that's like, probably nowadays like would be comparable to like a 100, even like a sub 100 with what this tire is, you're talking about what it's able to do. I think what's going to happen is like, one, people show up with these tires, they run super quick times, and then the next year the rule books get revised. But how are they going to get revised, right? Are they going to explicitly bump this tire into the next category? Do the organizers actually take this as an opportunity then to just revamp the whole rule set and say like, no, we're not going to go treader category by treader category anymore and just go by specific brand and model? It's a little bit of extra work. And if it actually does go in that direction, I think what's going to happen, because this is not going to be the last tire that we see that keeps trying to break the limit, right? That's the essence of time attack, is like, how do we get faster every single year, right? And it's like this task that you're constantly trying to come back to, right? That's what keeps it interesting, like where people are going to find that advantage, right? So I think what's going to happen is, because there's going to be so many new tires coming out in subsequent years that are trying to break, okay, this is the new hot tire, organizations I think are going to struggle to keep pace with that with a blanket rule book. And we're probably going to see something like, here are the tires that are legal to run in this or this series because we have data for these tires. And if you bring a new tire, you can't run it that year because like we've never seen it before. How can we be fair to other people, right? And it'll just take some time to get the data in, right? So, now this year we're still probably, because this is still fairly new and it's happening pretty quickly, people are going to show up with these 200 Trevor tires and they're going to race and they're going to do really well. And then the governing body is going to be scratching their heads. And I personally, my view is I think what we're going to see in the future is that there's just going to be an allow list of tires, and that it's always going to be probably like one season behind when a new tire comes to market.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, tread wear is, I guess, slightly correlated right now with grip levels, right? Like in the 200 category, it's crazy, right? But we in the past 2 years we've had like the Track Attack Pros come out. We've had RE71 RZs that are new, right? New compound for CRS, right? The like two version 2 or 1.5 or something like that. No, we're 2.
Yeah.
And then those are even faster. And then like these Rydanz tires hot on the market. But I
think look, I think there's a difference though, because those tires were from big incumbents, right? You're talking Continental, you're talking Yoko, right? I think for better or for worse, I feel like they are not going to advance too crazy because they've been around this game for so long. They need to manage, how much do we deviate from the norm on this product, right? And they're really thinking about the longevity of the product and how it's going to affect the rest of the line as well. Whereas when we have these like new I don't know, call them challenger, call them like disruptor brands like from China, that they're much more willing to be very aggressive with their brand and like not have to worry as much about like any backlash that they might receive. I think that's they're not really playing on equal ground.
I hear you. Yeah. I mean, like, I forget which tire it was, but one actually got banned.
Yeah.
In competition in the States. I forget which series and what tire exactly for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I think governing bodies definitely need to figure something out before things get too out of hand.
Yeah.
Or everyone's just gonna, like you said, jump to the new hottest tire, right?
And the other thing is, like, when you think about these competitions, usually like when you're trying to min-max a car for a class, it's not just about tires, it's about suspension too, right? And it's about like what kind of brakes you're gonna run. So if you're still thinking in the 2 or 3 years ago mentality of, like 200 Trevor tires means that, I could probably just run like springs or something like that, and like aggressive pads. Well, now you're getting to a point where like the grip is so high that through the corners your lateral G's are significantly higher. Your braking G's are probably gonna be significantly higher as well. And my thinking is that we're going to see a lot more seized engines from people like just like immediately jumping to like the hottest tire and now realizing that their oiling system can't keep up. Right.
And funny fact, like actually I've always run my M2 to about like at 10 liters, it's still totally fine. A feel, right? I did my last session, 10 liters of fuel, and I fuel cut for the first time, and then it went lip mode and started misfiring. It was the very, very first time that I ever did that. So it's
well, we can't really trust you for fuel cuts because you're kind of like the boy who cried wolf on fuel cuts.
Yeah. But no, it's the first time that my M2 actually did that, and at DDT too, which isn't like super crazy.
Yeah.
But it says a lot about the tire. I mean, it's not apples to apples comparison here to CRS or to another tire, but it's like lap time given those conditions, like it's very impressive. And I think we're going to see this season that tire just dominate if more people buy it. If we get some, good weather days, optimal. I think people are going to break some records if this tire is not banned quickly.
All right. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about the tire before?
No, I mean definitely try them out. Like they're similarly priced to CRS.
Yeah.
I got MTech Auto has a whole bunch of them right now, and they're super hot. Try them out. Wait and see like the lap time's gonna come out, and the tire's gonna prove itself.
There are a lot of question marks.
A lot of question marks, but just lap time aside, I really did enjoy how natural the tire is, the breakaway, the communication through the sound, and just how the chassis is. The steering feel isn't really great, but very, very adjustable, and a very fun tire to drive on as well. Yeah, very, very approachable.
I'd have to imagine the steering feel is probably somewhat related to the depth as well.